everybody! Welcome to our very first Knot of the Week workshop. My name is Allison. I work for the Tribe Adventure program, which is a part of Campus Recreation. And our program is really excited to be able to continue to bring you guys outdoor programs and outdoor content from our new virtual outdoors platform. Alright, so to tie this knot, you'll need a length of, it can be rope. I have an old cut up one kind of laying around. You can use thin cordage. If you're really desperate, you can use a shoelace. It doesn't really matter. All you need is something rope-like. For a rope of this thickness, we're going to need to start with about 3 feet of rope. So the cabinet I'm working on is about 2 feet. Got one. It's 3 feet. You're going to just have to trust me. And you'll start the knot. This first knot is the figure 8 base that we'll build our follow through on top of. So the first step is to create what's called a bite in the rope. A bite is just a fancy word for loop. So you create a loop in the rope. So there's more terminology. The end of the rope that you're going to use to actually tie the knot is going to be your working end. I've taped my working end with red on the end, so it's a little easier to see. And then the other side of the rope is going to be our standing end. So it's the standing end because it doesn't really move throughout the knot tying process. We'll be using this guy to do a lot of the tying. So you'll create your bite, and then use your working end of the rope to make a cross in the rope. You'll make a loop like this. And then our working end is going to come around. You're going to make a full circle around the standing end with your working end, like that. And then just kind of poke through towards your surface. And if you pull it tight, you can see this 8 shape kind of starting to form already. You should end up with a nice figure 8 knot. Alright, now once you've tied your figure 8 base, it's time to learn the follow through that will go on top of this figure 8 knot. It's easiest to tie it around something. I have this dumbbell here that I'll be tying it around. When you're using this knot, you're tying either into a harness or around a tree or a boulder, so it makes more sense to practice by tying around something. So you'll take your working end and feed it through around whatever object you're trying to tie around. And you're basically gonna follow your figure 8. That's how the knot gets its name. So pay attention to where this strand is coming up from, but you'll take your working end and slide it up against the knot that's already made. Once these 2 ends of rope touch, they never really leave until your knot is complete. So you'll take the working end and follow this nice little framework that you've made for yourself as such. Wrap around like this, tuck down through there. Make sure that these lines of rope stay parallel throughout the entire knot tying process. So once your working end is coming back out of the top of the knot is basically done. As I mentioned, one of the nice parts about this knot is that it's really easy to visually assess. So you can see this really beautiful 8 shape. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of parallel lines. There are no twists in the rope. A twist would look something like this. It's easy to tell that twist is there because you can see the lines actually crossing each other. But this knot is tied properly. We've got all of our lines matched up. And then I also mentioned that in order for this knot to be tied the right way, it needs to be well dressed. And so dressing happens pretty much just when you pull the knot tight on itself. Get the rope to really bite in Of course, now that I'm on camera, it's harder to do. And so now here you have your well-dressed figure 8 knot. As you can see, there's about 6 inches of tail on the end of it. It looks nice and neat. There are no visible twists at all in the knot, and this knot would be ready to go. So that's your figure 8 follow through.